You were never supposed to be the rich one. Not according to your teachers. Not according to your friends. Not according to your neighborhood. If someone asked who would become wealthy one day, your name probably wouldn't make the list. But somehow, everything changed. While everyone else kept living the same life, you escaped. You bought the house. You built investments. You started a business. Then one day, you looked around and realized you had become richer than everyone you grew up with. At first, nobody noticed. You all earned your first real paychecks. Most people celebrated by spending it. You celebrated by keeping most of yours. While your friends financed newer cars, you kept driving your old one. While they upgraded their lifestyles, you quietly bought your first investment. It didn't look exciting, but this was the moment your future quietly changed forever. A few years pass. Your investments begin growing. Your side business starts making money. Nothing looks dramatic yet, but the gap quietly begins. They earn, then spend. You earn, then multiply. They celebrate payday. You celebrate ownership. Small choices made consistently eventually become impossible to ignore. Then something changes. People finally begin to notice. You buy your very first home. Not rented, owned. Your childhood friends are genuinely happy for you, at first. Then the questions begin. How did you afford this? You tell them the truth. Budgeting, investing, working weekends, taking risks. They nod politely. Deep down, many secretly hope it was just luck, because luck is easier to accept than discipline. From that moment on, life starts moving at two completely different speeds. Your friends continue chasing paychecks. You begin chasing ownership. While they count down to payday, you count monthly cash flow. Your weekends stop looking the same. They spend Saturday recovering. You spend Saturday building. Slowly, your lifestyle begins to separate from theirs. Not because you're better, but because your habits became different. Then, people begin treating you differently. Friends who never called suddenly remember your number. Old classmates you've never spoken to in years suddenly want to reconnect. Family members start asking for small favors. Some people ask for advice. Others ask for money. Suddenly, everyone notices your success, but very few notice the years of sacrifice that created it. Most people only witness the victory. Almost nobody witnesses the process. But then, something nobody warned you about begins to happen. You begin feeling guilty. Why you? Why not them? You remember the people who helped you when you had nothing. The ones who believed in you before success ever arrived. Suddenly, expensive things don't feel as exciting anymore, because success feels different when you can't celebrate it with the people who started with you. Sometimes, you stop talking about your wins. Not because you're ashamed, but because you don't want anyone to feel left behind. Then one day, you walk into a completely different room. For the first time, everyone around you thinks differently. Nobody asks what car you drive. They ask what you're building. Nobody brags about expensive clothes. They talk about companies, investments, and opportunities. You realize something important. Wealth has its own language. Your environment quietly shapes your future. And for the first time, you no longer feel like the odd one out. That's when you realize money never changed you. It simply revealed who you were becoming all along. Your friends weren't lazy. They simply optimized for today. You optimized for 10 years from now. They bought things that lost value. You bought things that created value. The difference wasn't intelligence. It was consistency. Wealth wasn't built in one decision. It was built in thousands of small ones. Then one day, you drive back to the neighborhood where it all began. The streets look smaller than you remember. The houses haven't changed, but you have. You remember dreaming about a different life. Back then, success felt impossible. Today, you're living the life that younger you only imagined. But here's what money can never buy: time, the years, the memories, the people who chose not to grow with you. Getting rich faster than everyone you grew up with isn't about proving you're better. It's about proving what's possible when you refuse to stay the same. Because the greatest flex isn't having more money than the people you grew up with. It's becoming the person your younger self would be proud of.